been at least 80 years ago.
Huh?
That's been at least 80 years ago. Hmm?
Grandma said it would have been at least 80 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Not 80. I'm only 84. So
I
it
know.
couldn't,
Hmm.
it had to be less than that. So, yeah. And then one time I filled up, we used to be able to, we would take beer bottles and we got a case that they came out of, and we'd fill up this case of 24 empty beer bottles, and we could sell it to the bar. And we'd go to the front, sell it to them, and then in the afternoon we'd go behind there where he stacked them and pick up that case and sell it to him again.
Did you never caught on?
Huh?
You never caught on what you were doing?
I only did it once.
Oh.
Yeah, that was enough. Yeah,
How old were you when you joined the military?
evidently 16 years old.
What made you decide to do that?
My cousin was
Recruiter.
a what?
Recruiter.
Yeah, he was a recruiting officer, and he signed me up for the army. And that was just after the Korean War started. So then I went to basic training in Fort Ord, California, had 30 days at home, and then come back to Fort Ord, and then they shipped me out to Korea. And I was not old enough to be there. So,
Did they ever find out?
oh yeah,
What happened?
I had my birthday was not too long before that had happened, and they called me in and told me I wasn't supposed to be there because of my age. But in as much as it was not too long until my birthday was coming up, they decided to keep me there anyway. So,
Probably wanted to go home by then.
huh?
You probably wanted to go home by then.
Well, yeah, I was getting close. I don't remember how far I was out of the when the enlistment would have ended at that time because I hadn't been wounded yet at that time. It was shortly thereafter, though, that I did get shot up, and then I went back after I got healed up from that. I went back to the outfit, and I was there for I don't know. It seemed like about 2 3 weeks, and then my enlistment was up, and then I got out of Korea, and then when I got back to the States, I re-enlisted from my own vacancy because I didn't want to re-enlist in Korea because then they'd send me back to my old outfit in Korea, and I didn't want to go there. So then I went to Germany, and then I spent 3 years in Germany.
What were you doing there?
I was in an ACAC outfit, anti aircraft artillery. We had 40 millimeter recoilless rifles, quad 50s, 30 caliber machine guns, a regular ACAC outfit.
Well, what did you do there? Like,
Start off with, I was a gunner on a quad 50, That's 450 caliber machine guns on a half track. And then was doing that for a while, and I decided that that was not what I wanted to do. So then I went to a school of some type in Germany. I don't remember what the hell it was. I'd have to look back on my records to find out. And I did good in the school. And then when I got back to my outfit, there was an opening come in but in company or battalion, company records, personnel records. So I got into that, and then that's where I spent the rest of my time in Germany was a personnel clerk, doing morning reports and uh, service record work for the people in the company. Type, oh yeah, I could 70 words a minute. I was pretty good on that old typewriter. Yeah. Now I can't even do the hunt and peck.
Well, you get so hungry they didn't feed you.
Huh?
They didn't feed you, and you get so hungry. And the farmers had their potatoes out in the fields, and
I can't
She
hear.
said that, well, they didn't feed you. You were so hungry.
Oh, that was in the beginning of my time in Germany.
still,
They'd send us out on what they call bivouac. That was when I first got into that outfit in Germany. We went out on the half tracks, and it was mock war, is what it was. It was a bivouac, and we would get out there, and you could go for a couple of days without getting anything to eat. So we were set up in a farm area out there, which I guess that was okay because we had our outfits dug in and all that, that below ground, and but we were hungry. And I went out and I said, bullshit. There's a potato field right over here. Let's get some potatoes and we'll cook them and have something to eat. And it did. And I got, well, not court martialed, but we got picked up for it. And it was, I keep calling it a court martial because I lost a stripe over it. I was a corporal and then they reduced me to PFC. And they couldn't reduce me any further because I had a permanent PFC rating and I got that in the Korean War because that was granted by the president, that rating, that PFC rating, and they couldn't take it away from me. But I was a corporal, so they reduced me down to PFC for stealing those potatoes. And I don't imagine that there wouldn't have been many. I mean, maybe a dozen potatoes, but they made an example out of you, is what they were doing.
what a shame too. They should have been feeding you guys.
I can't hear
They
you.
should have been feeding you guys and not just
Well, yeah,
picking on you.
yeah, they should have, yeah.
When you had a lot of living that you did before all that.
I can't hear you.
I said you had a lot of living that you did before that, The real fun experiences with your grandpa. I know you told Clarissa about some, going hunting and stuff, but sitting there all day long, really quiet, watching, listening,
I cannot hear you, huh?
Okay, I'll be quiet. I'm just
She-
trying to remind you of other things, you know.
She was saying that you lived a long life before that, that you did all kinds of other things
You
before
mean
that.
while I was in Germany, or?
No, before you ever joined the military.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never heard of them.
Oh, there's tons of things that I've done
Well,
prior to that, but I can't remember.
things that were interesting, you know, to other people. You made your own skis and tried to go skiing and all
Yeah.
the things that you did. You know, I mean, it was a different world back then. These kids don't even know how you make a ski. You know, most of them. You know, a lot of people do, but a lot of them don't.
Well, in Bonners, when I lived up on the south side. We were right at the base of the mountains, or in the mountains, so to speak. And there was a great big field that somebody years prior to had went out and logged this area, cut all the timber out, cleared the stumps out, and made it into fields. And where we lived, we had this big mound of dirt, semi-small hill that we like to use to dig in it all the time. But over to the right-hand side of it, and then going way up into the mountains, and then coming down, there was a long, long, long run that we would get 5 and 6 feet of snow. And I like to ski, but we couldn't afford skis. So we made our own skis. And they worked pretty dang good, you know. And I'd get up to the top of this damn thing, and down that run I would go. And then I'd get the last part, and it was a pretty good little drop off, and I would build a jump about halfway down and go down across that thing, and then get down to the bottom, take my skis off, and walk around and come back up home. And I'd do that sometimes one time a day. And before I joined the military, the day before, I had been up there and I made a run, and it left the tracks, you know, my ski tracks. And that night it got colder than hell. So it froze everything. And I went up that day, my last run before I went in. And I got onto the skis, and down the hill I come. Well, I got into the ski tracks, and they were froze, and I couldn't get out. So I had to stay there until I got to the jump. Boy, did I take an asshole turn. And I mean, oh, it was wicked. But I picked my skis up and went home. I said, that's the last time. And it was. But oh my gosh, I'll tell you, that was a ride and a half. Yeah.
Now, did you get chased with the bear and the mountain lion like Jim
Huh?
did? Did you get chased by the bear and the mountain lion like
Got
Dick and
chased
Wes?
by a bear.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
Yeah, I don't remember how old we was. We'd went out with a logging company as kids, and we were just working for the summer. We had no chainsaws or anything like that, just what we called a Swede fiddle. And me and another kid, I don't even remember who he was.
But what's a Swede fiddle?
It's a 2-man saw. It's about 6 feet, 7 feet long, handle on one end and a handle on the other. And what we went out there for was to fall logs and buck them up and then just leave them. And then they'd come in later with the team of horses and stuff like that, you know, and get these logs out of there. but it was in timber country, a lot of timber, and there weren't many people in in that country, and there were a lot of bears, and we had an old uh, equipment road that they had made from our little cabin to walk back into the woods where we started cutting timber. And we were back there cutting timber, and this damn little bear come out. And I don't know what we did to get the damn thing riled up, but he got mad at us and he took after us. And we ran all the way from the timber country clear back down that damn road of that bear after us down to our cabin and got in there to finally get away from that little squirt. My good God, but he was a pretty good sized bear. I mean, he could have done you, he could have done some harm, but he was pretty. I mean, cute little guy, you know. Oh hell.